Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel where I share real-life stories that hit you right in the feels. Tales of family drama, resilience, and that sweet taste of petty revenge. Today, I've got a story that's been buried in my heart for over 2 decades. It's about my stepmother, let's call her Stepmom. Number 3, and how her endless accusations and rants pushed me to the edge until I finally got my moment of payback. This isn't just a quick anecdote. It's a deep dive into the emotional roller coaster of growing up in a blended family gone wrong. Grab a cozy drink, settle in, because this one is going to take us back to a time before smartphones and social media ruled our lives. I'm 43 now, but this all started when I was just 18, fresh out of high school and trying to figure out adulthood. Let me paint the picture for you. My dad had always been my rock. He raised my brother and me single-handedly from the time I was 6 years old, after things didn't work out with our biological mom. But here's the thing, our first stepmom. She earned the title of mom in every way that mattered. She was kind, supportive, and even after she and dad split, we stayed close. Dad was cool with that. He encouraged our relationship because he knew family wasn't just about blood. Then came stepmom number 2 in our early teens. She was genuinely lovely, but life pulled us apart after the divorce and we lost touch. Dad's love life was like a series of trial and error, but he kept trying. Fast forward to right after my high school graduation. I was 18, juggling a part-time job at a local golf course and college classes. I paid rent to Dad $250 a month, which wasn't a fortune, but it was what I could afford on my wages. In return, I helped around the house, cleaning, laundry for everyone, taking care of our pets. It felt fair, you know? I was building my future, saving what I could. That's when stepmom number 3, STM3 for short, entered the scene. She started hanging around our house constantly, even when Dad wasn't home. At first, I tried to be polite, but it didn't take long for the red flags to wave. My best friends were guys, mostly from work at the golf course. I had a couple of female friends too, but they lived an hour away, so hanging out was rare. My social life was pretty tame. I wasn't out partying or dating. In fact, at 18, I never even been on a real date or had any intimate experiences. But STM3? She couldn't handle that. She'd corner me between my classes and work shifts when Dad was at his job and launch into these lectures. "You're lazy," she'd say, her voice dripping with judgment. "Ungrateful, and hanging out with all those boys. It makes you look slutty." I stare at her, stunned, because none of it was true. I was busting my butt with 5 college classes I paid for myself, 30 hours a week at work, rent, chores, the works. But she painted me as some wild child. It got worse. She started accusing me of covering for Dad's supposed secret dating habits. "You must know about his other women," she'd insist. "The calls, the girlfriends, he's hiding them, and you're helping him because you live here." I tried explaining how insane that sounded. Dad was loyal, hardworking, and if he was dating anyone else, it sure wasn't happening under our roof, but logic didn't matter to her. She was convinced, and her paranoia grew. I warned Dad about her behavior, but he was smitten, rose-colored glasses firmly in place. "She's just stressed," he'd say. "Give her time." A few months into their dating, they tied the knot. Her son moved in eventually, and honestly, he was great. My brother, her son, and I got along like siblings should. No drama there. But with me, the conversations continued. Now that she was officially family, she felt even more entitled to her rants. I'd come home exhausted, and there she'd be, waiting to tear into me. Accusations of laziness, even though I was still handling the house, the laundry, including hers, and now her dog too. She expected me to care for everything while she, didn't do much. Life threw me a curveball when my car died. I had to quit college temporarily because I couldn't commute. Until I saved for a new one, my best friend or his dad drove me to work, and a coworker brought me home. I bumped up to 40 hours a week, still kept the house spotless, looked after the animals. But STM3? Her daily routines of cornering me became clockwork. I'd tune her out most days, nodding along because Dad seemed happy and I didn't want to rock the boat. I was saving to move out, but money was tight. 2 miserable years dragged on like that, her words chipping away at my self-esteem, making me question if I was the problem. Then, the breaking point. I moved out briefly but came back temporarily. No, wait, let me correct that. Actually, after 2 years, I was still there, grinding away. One evening, I overheard my stepbrother on the phone with his girlfriend. He'd moved back in recently. He mentioned that my best friend had called the house looking for him, wondering how he knew the number. I chimed in casually. I told him last time we talked. Turns out, they had a falling out, but neither wanted to drag me into it, so they kept quiet. Innocent enough, right? But Stm3 overheard and lost it completely. She exploded at me in front of everyone, Dad, my stepbrother, the whole house. You're lazy, ungrateful. Always out with guys, letting things happen. Your late nights make us look bad. Mind your own business. I was floored. At this point, I had a full-time day job, a part-time night gig, and babysat for a family once a week. I was barely home except to clean and crash. And still a virgin. Mind you, her slut-shaming was pure fiction. My stepbrother tried defending me. She didn't know about our fight. We agreed not to involve her, but she wouldn't listen. This was the first time Dad and my stepbrother saw her in action. Usually she saved her venom for when we were alone. I felt the anger boil up. I'm usually chill, patient to a fault, but that night, I stood up, glaring, fists clenched without realizing. My stepbrother stepped between us, holding my shoulders, telling me to breathe. He faced me, his hands steady mine. In that moment, I looked at Dad, tears stinging my eyes. I love you, I said, my voice shaking. Then, turning to her, with my stepbrother's hand in mine for support, I declared, I'm moving out. Tonight. And I did. My best friend and his parents took me in, no questions asked. My stepbrother even helped explain to them why I couldn't stay. A few months later, their marriage crumbled. Stm3 accused Dad of abuse. Her own son testified against that in court, denying it flat out. She claimed he stole her money. Bank records proved otherwise. Affairs? Dad's work schedule and security cams from nearby businesses showed he was either at work or home. Lies, all of it. The divorce was messy, but Dad came out okay. Now, for the petty revenge, the part that still makes me smile. I stayed friends with my former stepbrother for years before we drifted. One holiday season, while shopping, I spotted something that screamed Stm3. She adored Christmas ornaments and anything Disney. It was a Pinocchio ornament, you know, the puppet whose nose grows when he lies. Perfect. I told my stepbrother about it, gave him the choice, pass it to her or not. He decided yes. Days later, she called me gushing. Thank you so much. It's beautiful, I love Disney, and it means the world that you thought of me. I had the phone on speaker. My best friend and his parents were there in on the joke. We all started cracking up, and I heard my stepbrother laughing in the background too. Then it clicked for her. Wait, Pinocchio, the liar, that's cruel. She tried backpedaling, claiming she knew the joke all along, but it was too late. The satisfaction, immense. Looking back, those years were tough. Stm3's words hurt, making me doubt my worth, my choices. But they also built my resilience. Dad and I are closer now. He's learned from his mistakes. My best friend? We're still thick as thieves, laughing about that ornament 22 years later. It's a reminder that sometimes petty revenge is the closure you need. If this story resonated with you, maybe you've dealt with a toxic family or found your own way to clap backdrop alike. Subscribe for more emotional real-life tales and share your stories in the comments. Have you ever gotten petty revenge on someone who deserved it? Let me know below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong out there,